The day the sky split open above the refugee plains of Earth, I was repairing a water condenser that no longer believed in hope. The war had ended 5 years earlier, but Earth still wore its scars openly. Burned continents, fractured cities, and people who had learned to expect nothing from the stars except silence. So when the light came, silver and slow, descending like a wound opening in the clouds, everyone froze. Alien ships were not new. Since first contact, dozens of species had passed through our system, usually to observe, sometimes to negotiate, often to judge. Humans were tolerated, rarely respected. We were the youngest species to stumble into interstellar relevance, and it showed. But this ship was different. It was not a fleet, not a scout. It was a single vessel, vast and elegant, shaped like a crescent caught mid-turn. Its hull shimmered with colors that shifted depending on where you stood, as if the ship were thinking about you. And it landed, directly outside Camp Meridian, the largest human refugee settlement left on Earth. Sirens wailed. Drones lifted. The Global Council's emergency channel lit up with frantic commands. I ignored all of it. My condenser was still broken, and the camp needed water whether aliens came or not. That was when she walked out of the ship. She was tall, easily a head above any human present, with skin like moonstone and eyes that reflected starlight instead of sunlight. Her hair, or what passed for it, flowed in soft, luminous strands, drifting as if gravity had forgotten her. She wore no armor, no visible weapon, only a long mantle etched with symbols that made my head ache if I stared too long. Every human around me fell silent. She looked past soldiers, past officials, past the cameras broadcasting to the entire planet. She looked at me. "I have crossed 47 galaxies," she said, her voice carrying without amplification, calm and impossibly clear. "I have come to choose a human." The world exploded into chaos. They escorted her into a secured zone within minutes. I was escorted too, less politely. Apparently, being the one she looked at first made me relevant, which was the nicest word anyone had used for me in years. Inside the temporary command dome, representatives from Earth's fractured governments argued in hushed, furious tones. The alien woman stood apart, hands folded, watching us the way one might watch children argue over a broken toy. Finally, someone found their courage. "Choose a human for what?" demanded a councilman from the Eurasian coalition. She turned her luminous gaze toward him. "Partnership." The word echoed like a dropped glass. "For breeding," someone whispered. "No," she said. "For balance." That did not help. "My name," she continued, "is Sailaren of the 13th Spiral. I am a navigator-seer of my people. And the path ahead fractures unless a specific choice is made." "And that choice is him?" a military general asked, pointing at me like I was a faulty device. Sailaren inclined her head. "Yes, Elias Mercer." And blinked. I had not told her my name. I was a nobody. Former systems engineer, discharged after the orbital arrays fell, now repairing water machines for a living. I had no rank, no influence, no genetic enhancements. I was not exceptional in any way that mattered to the galaxy. That night, she asked to speak to me alone. They refused at first. Then she showed them a projection, threads of light collapsing into darkness, civilizations burning, stars going cold, Earth among them. After that, they gave us privacy. Inside the dome, she studied me with a depth that made me feel transparent. "You are not what they expected," she said. "I get that a lot," I replied. A flicker of something, amusement perhaps, passed through her eyes. "My species sees probability the way yours sees weather," she explained. "We navigate futures. We prune disasters before they take root." But there are events even we cannot alter alone. Nexus points. Humans produce an unusual number of them. Lucky us. You survived extinction-level war, she said. You rebuilt without guidance. You adapt without consensus. That makes you dangerous. And necessary. So why me? She stepped closer. The air seemed to hum around her. Because when the spiral examined the branching futures, only one path preserved both our civilizations. In that path I choose you. Not a general. Not a leader. A man who fixes broken things without being asked. I had no answer for that. The council argued for days. Protesters flooded what remained of Earth's cities. Some called me a traitor before I had even agreed to anything. Others called me humanity's last hope. I called myself terrified. Eventually, they asked the question no one wanted to ask. What happens if he refuses? Ceylaren's expression dimmed, as if a star behind her eyes went out. Then the galaxies burn, she said simply. Including mine. Including yours. I agreed. Leaving Earth felt like tearing out a piece of myself I had never known how to name. As the ship rose, I watched the planet shrink, scarred, stubborn, alive. I did not know if I would ever see it again. Ceylaren became my guide. Her ship moved through folded space, through corridors of probability rather than distance. She showed me worlds of impossible beauty and terrifying precision. Civilizations that had never known war. Others that had destroyed themselves with elegance. Slowly she explained the truth. Her people were dying, not from war but from certainty. They had optimized every choice, predicted every outcome, and in doing so had lost the ability to change. Their future had become a single, narrowing tunnel. Humans, by contrast, were chaos incarnate. You choose against your own survival, she said one evening as stars bent around us. You love irrationally. You hope when there is no data to support it. And that's good. Yes. It is essential. The partnership was not romantic in the way humans understood it. Not at first. It was shared decision-making at a cosmic scale. When her people debated annihilating a rogue system, she consulted me. When mine faced resource collapse, I spoke for them. Together, we altered outcomes neither of us could alone. Over time, something else grew. Trust, respect, a quiet understanding forged in the space between galaxies. When the 13th spiral finally met me, they stared as if I were a paradox made flesh. An unaugmented human standing beside one of their greatest seers. You crossed galaxies for this, one elder asked her. Ceylaren did not look away from me. Yes. The final test came when a temporal rift threatened to erase her civilization's origin star. The safe choice was evacuation, abandoning their past to preserve their future. The human choice was different. We risked everything to stabilize the star, knowing failure meant extinction. As we worked, probabilities collapsing around us, I realized why she had chosen me. Not because I was special. 'Cause I would choose to try anyway. We succeeded. The spiral's future reopened, branching once more into infinite possibility. When it was over, Ceylaren stood with me at the observation veil, watching a star burn steadily instead of dying. You could return to Earth now, she said. Your role is complete. I thought of the camp, the broken condenser, the planet that still needed fixing. I think, I said slowly, there's more to repair out here. She smiled, not as a seer, not as an alien, but as a woman who had crossed galaxies to make one impossible choice. Then stay, she said. Not as a symbol, not as a necessity, as a partner. Yes. Far away, Earth turned beneath distant stars. And for the first time since humanity looked up and wondered if it was alone, The answer was not fear, but belonging.